Hey everyone, it's Heather from Sailor Sky Inspirations, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is my channel. I like to talk about a healing journey. I'm on a healing journey, and I just want to share my stories and my inspirations. So if there's anyone out there struggling, they might find some courage or inspiration from what I have to share. So today, I want to talk to you about doing the inner work after dealing with narcissistic abuse or coming in contact with a narcissist. So for me and my story, I am not a therapist or counselor or anything like that. This is just my personal experience that I want to share with you. So for me, growing up as a child, I was exposed to narcissistic traits right off the bat. My parents were great parents, but there were people in my surroundings and my family that very much had narcissistic traits, very negative traits, toxic traits, whatever you want to call it. I grew up around that, and for me, I knew as a young child that there was something not right. There was something not right with certain people in the family and in the family system that nobody spoke out about. Everyone kind of tiptoed around these people, around the situation, but there was a lot of turmoil because of these people and because of these traits and because of this narcissism, if you want to call it that. It was very difficult as a child to be in this situation with people and being treated by certain people a certain way, and you can't understand as a child, why is this going on? Why are these people treating me this way? Why is the family dynamic this way? Why is there are scapegoats? There are people who can't be held accountable. They're just emotionally immature. They're all over the place. There's fighting, there's drama, there's backstabbing. As a young child, you just don't understand that. But that's all you know, and that is when you're a child, you're surrounded by your parents and your family, your aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins, and that's pretty much all you know until you go to school and you meet friends and teachers and whatnot. So for me, whenever I would go over a friend's house or be around their family dynamics, I was like, wow, so not all families operate the way that mine do. Not all grandparents behave this way, or not all aunts and uncles behave this way. Not all people talk about other family members behind their back and are nice to their face, but then they're really, tearing them apart behind closed doors. I didn't understand that. It was like, oh, this is what I'm used to. I'm used to emotional abuse by family members. And while my parents did the best that they could to navigate this situation, because there was only so much they could do, you can say, well, they could have, cut certain people off and gone, just cold turkey on family gatherings and whatnot. There were times that did happen, but at that time, there was more of an emphasis on family, keeping family together. You did what you had to do to keep the peace, whether it was good, bad, or ugly. So cut to, now I'm an adult, and I have to work through all of that trauma that led from my childhood. And I don't blame anybody for the things that happened in my childhood. I know my parents did the best they could. They're great parents. They were great parents. They had no control over what other people within the family system did. However, looking back and after doing the work myself, diving into videos, reading books, really diving into myself and my wounds and my traumas and my triggers and my shadow, I feel that these traits, these negative traits, toxic traits, narcissistic traits, stem back from a long line of ancestors, lineage, grandparents, great-grandparents, and I decided as an adult, as a mother myself, that it stops with me. And I'm no longer going to participate in that cycle of emotional abuse, just nastiness, if we could say that. It's just really gross. So for me, I put a stop to it. And let me tell you, when you decide that you're going to break the cycle and stop it, if you are still in contact with these people who still operate in this cycle, it will be difficult. Is it worth it? Absolutely. But you will be tested. I was very much and still am tested, because there are people who just don't want the darkness uncovered. They don't want it brought to light. They don't want to see people's bad behavior for what it really is, and things that people have done and said over the years. They don't want that to come to light. They want to push it away and continue how the family dynamic worked. They want to, there was the golden grandchildren and the golden child, the golden aunt, the golden uncle, and everybody else was just there. And if you weren't part of that, then you didn't get the same treatment. And if you brought it up or anybody tried to say anything, you were wrong. How dare you bring that up? There was never you could never have conversations about this stuff. There was just, even as a child, being treated by certain people in a certain way that I picked up on. Why is so-and-so so mean to me? Why does so-and-so do this for this person, but they're so mean to me? Why do they pick on me? Why do they say these things about me? Why are they, why I watch the adults? Why are they talking nice to this person, but as soon as this person leaves, they're bashing them? Like, is that how people really treat people? That's what I was shown. It wasn't until I was an adult that I figured out that is not how healthy people treat other people. That is not how people love other people. So if you are dealing with that and your family system is like that, I understand completely. I'm with you. I have that myself, and we're here to fix ourselves, because that's the only thing we can do. We can only go within ourselves and work on ourselves to heal that trauma, heal those wounds, and live a healthier life. So for me, journaling and diving into my shadow, however you need to do that. And by shadow, the shadow part of you is the part that is not in the light. So some people are very ashamed of their shadow. They might be ashamed that, oh, I feel jealous of this, or, oh, I feel negative about this, or it's those feelings that we cover up. We don't let people see them. We don't let people know we feel this way, and we hold it deep down in, and it causes us issues. It causes the anxiety. It causes the stress. It causes the disease. So it's very important to dive into yourself, find out why you feel the way that you feel. Why do you feel triggered? Why do you feel jealous? Where does this come from? And sometimes it's very painful to look back into your family, look into your lineage and say, wow, I did have a very toxic, grandmother, father, aunt, uncle, whoever. It's hard to acknowledge that because it's our family and you want to love your family, but you have to realize that if the pattern is not recognized and the pattern is not seen, the pattern will continue. And for the sake of my children, I don't want the pattern to continue. I don't want that to be part of their lives. I don't want those traits to be carried out. I don't want them to treat people the way that I was treated. I don't want to treat them the way I was treated. I want it to end. However, not everybody will be on the same page as you. So you might be doing the work and healing and trying to change, and that might trigger the heck out of your family, friends, or whoever it is, coworkers, boss, whoever that you're dealing with that is toxic. It might trigger the heck out of them, and they might come at you simply because you're shining your light on their darkness that they don't want to deal with. They don't want to see. They don't want to see their negative traits. They don't want to see that they backstab, that they judge, that they're insecure, that they project. They don't want to deal with that. To them, that's normal because that's what they've been raised to do. They don't know how to love properly. They don't know how to treat people properly. Now, They might go out into the world with a mask where they can really put on a good show for people, that they act like they have empathy or they act like they're loving, but behind closed doors, the mask falls off. So dealing with these people and dealing with a healing journey, you're going to come up against obstacles and walls, as I did, and pushback, because when you're going against the normal system of the family, and you're trying to change it and change something that's been going on for decades, it's going to be difficult. And there might come a time where certain people might have to be cut off or cut loose for your own mental health and your own well-being. With that being said, doing the inner work and healing those wounds and traumas is very freeing. It frees you from that torment of why was I treated that way? Why did people do that? Why are they still behaving that way? The cycle's still repeating. You don't have to be part of that cycle. You can free yourself from that cycle. You're not bound to it. You're not bound to anyone. You can live a happy, successful life without the toxicity of family or friends or coworkers or whatever. And even better, you can be around these people and have it not affect you. If you do the work, the inner work of really diving into yourself, questioning every time you may feel triggered, every time you feel a negative emotion, asking yourself, taking a step back, asking yourself, why do I feel this way? Where is it coming from? Where in my childhood did someone abandon me, neglect me, treat me bad, make me feel unheard or unseen? If you can go back to a point where that happened, release it, feel it, clear it, you're doing yourself a very good thing, and you're allowing yourself to free yourself of those negative emotions. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. That's kind of just a short snippet. I feel like I could go on and on and on. But I hope you enjoyed that. I want to talk more about doing this inner work after narcissistic abuse or dealing with narcissists, because it's going to take time and it's going to be a journey. So I hope you stick around. I love you all so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. I love you all. Bye.